Hello YouTube, it's Ben here from Team America 1 coming at you with a deck profile. This is a kind of a new deck profile, I guess, for the newer viewers, but for those of you who have been following this channel, one of our 100 subscribers, which is great. I'm glad we reached that. Also, I have prizes to be giving out for that contest. I haven't done it yet, I'm sorry. But like, I'm just trying to find good cards for you guys. Right now I'm kind of low on stuff because I've been selling and whatnot. But anyways, for all the people who have been like following this channel since the very beginning, I'd like to say thank you. It's been great. I've liked uploading videos a lot. But this deck profile is kind of a blast to the past, as you probably will see in the name. But when I first started playing competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, the first deck I ever built was a Vylon deck. The deck is really bad. I'm not gonna lie. I shouldn't say really bad. Like, there's some pretty stupid plays that you can make that will just leave people going like, "What just happened?" But the deck is not at all competitive. I can try to make it as competitive as I want, but it just won't be up tier. It'll probably be like tier 7, tier 8, like bad. But it's a fun deck, and I just wanted to show you guys. I got all my Vylon, or all the Vylon stuff again today, which was awesome, just because it's nice to be able to be like, oh, that's a really fun deck, I'm going to play that, which I will be on Saturday for Fun Deck Saturday at my locals. But yeah, so I'd just like to show you my deck profile for all the new viewers, but I'll just get right into it. So we'll start off with the monsters. Sorry, I'm using a laptop, but you run 3 Vylon Prism. This card is great. It's a level 4 tuner, a level 4 light tuner, which is key. And then it can equip itself by paying 500 life points, and the equipped monster gains 1,000 attack, which is great. It's like an Axe of Despair. But the Vylon Cube, this card is so key. It searches out your Eclipse when synchro summoned into a light synchro monster. So the fact that it's level 3 allows you helps the OTK even more. So then there's Vylon Tetra. This is just a generic level 2 tuner that you definitely need to make your Omega, which is your boss monster. And then 2 spheres. Again, sphere is also needed, plus its effect is okay. Tetra is also used for making Gachi, which is also pretty key in that OTK. So, but that's it for the Vylon tuners. There's quite a few of them. And then you play 2 Hept, or I play 2 Hept, just because it's an 18 beater. While equipped with material, becomes 2400 on a level 4, which I think is really good. And the fact that it can tank like a Prism and special summon it to the monster card zone, and then you can just make a level 8 synchro is really good. So I play it for the beat stick part. This deck fails when it comes to big monsters. So 2 Trident Warriors. This is your level 7 synchro play in with Vylon Cube, and it allows you to begin the OTK. I'll be making the OTK video after this one, so 2 back-to-back videos. And then 1 Photon Thrasher. Again, you special this in the normal cube and then begin that OTK. 2 Gen X Neutrons. This is a slow portion of the deck, but it's mandatory if you want to play. Stupid laptop. This card, at the end, you just search out your cube. And then if it survives, then you normal summon cube next turn and begin from there. The fact that it's light is also really nice. So 1 Cyber Dragon, because Cyber Dragon is good. It helps push over Thunder King, which is a problem card for this deck. So you just go Cyber Dragon, push overs. That same goes for Photon Thrasher, but Cyber Dragon, it's a good card. And then, of course, this is honest, actually. You can play Shining Angel. I don't, just because I couldn't find the space for it. But this is honest, because, again, I don't run any. They're all light monsters. and surprisingly enough, Light Imprisoning Mirror has no effect on this deck whatsoever, except for the neutron play, I suppose, but other than that, you can still make your synchros. For the spells, you run the 1 Reborn, I run 1 Heavy, and then 1 Rhoda. Rhoda searches out your, what's it called? Brain Fart, Photon Thrasher, and Trident Warriors. So it helps set up even more. And again, searchability in the deck is great. 2 Night Beam. I run this over MST just to get rid of the back row. That's it for the non-Vylon stuff, like the non-Vylon like staples, I guess you could say. For the Vylon stuff, I run 2 Vylon Element. That's a continuous spell that whenever a Vylon card or equip equip is destroyed, you can search, or no, you special summon a Vylon tuner from the deck. So this is what makes the OTK. 2 Vylon Matter, take 3 equips from your grave, add them back to the deck, and then either draw 1 card or destroy 1 card. So it's a versatile card, and it helps recycle all those equips. And it doesn't have to be Vylon either, which is really good. And then for the Vylon equips, I run 2 Segment, 2 Filament, and 3 Material. Material, it's just gives them 600 attack. Segment makes them unaffected by monster effects and trap effects. And then Filament, I think this is the one. If the equipped monster attacks, your opponent cannot activate spell and trap cards until the end of the damage step. Also, the key part of the OTK is every time one of the Vylon equips is destroyed, you can search 1 Vylon spell card from your deck, which is your elements, your matter, and other equips as well. And then I run 2 Rod of Silence Chaos. This is what the OTK is about. You equip this to the card, then you attempt to equip this. Chaos negates this effect and destroys it. Filament will activate, and you activate Boom, Boom, Search, everything. And while you have Element on the field, every time it's destroyed, you'll be special summoning a tuner. If that makes any sense for the people who need more visual. Again, watch the next video. And then Mage Power and United, because in my opinion, they're the 2 best equipped spells, besides like Premature Burial and Snatch Steal and whatnot. But again, those cards are banned, so I think these 2 cards are pretty busted when it comes down to this. Like 800 for every monster in the field. If you wanted to, this could be 2 Mage Powers or 2 Uniteds, but again. And then for the traps, I run 2 Uboku. These should be decrees, but I don't own any, so Uboku will be fine. Now onto the extra deck. I don't have a side deck built. Okay. Sorry, I was just checking the time on the video. But the extra deck, you run 1 Gotchi, 1 Leviathan. This could be an Acid Golem if you wanted it to be, but I prefer Leviathan. 1 Omega. Omega wasn't there when I first started playing, so I like this card. You can keep this alive if they're like Torrential on it, but most of the time you'll be declaring traps with Shockmaster, and then Distigma. And that's it for Exceeds. I could be playing better Exceeds than this, or more, I guess. There's definitely better cards, I think. Like Maestro, you have your Photon, or Starleash Pal Dynamo. For your rank 3s, you have Zen Mains and Tempo, but in my opinion, for the OTK to work, this is fine. This could be a second Shockmaster, but Vylon and Sigma just fits the theme of the deck, so it's in there. And then for the Synchros, I run 1 TG Hyper Librarian as my 5. You synchro a lot, so if you can go into this, that'd be great just to get your pluses. For 7s, I don't run any 6s, by the way. I probably should, but I just don't feel that it's needed. The level 7 synchro plays, level 7 and level 8 are really where it's at. So, Ancient Sacred Wyvern. This card is also pretty key in the OTK. If you get him down, you just attack with this, and its attack should be like humongous. Vylon Sigma. This card just there for the Vylon. It's a Vylon, it's a level 7. 2 Delta, this card's a wall. 28 defense, you special summon him. And every time he, during the end phase, if this card's in face-up defense position, you add an equip to your hand. So, I think that's pretty good. And then on to the 8s, I run 1 Vylon Epsilon, 28 beater, pretty good. Scrap Dragon, again, this plus equips, just boom, get your search off, and then destroy another card on the field, which is great. So pluses for days. And you can always replace the equip. You can always replace the equip card by just searching another one from the deck, so it's not that big of a deal. So Scrap Dragon really combos off well. Crimson Blader, it's really good this format. And Stardust Dragon, of course, because Stardust is Stardust. And then you play the 1 Vylon Omega. This card is... I'll just read the entire effect off, but when this card is synchro summoned, destroy all face-up monsters that were normal summoned or set. Once per turn, you can target 1 Vylon monster in your graveyard. Equip that target to this card. During either player's turn, when an effect monster's effect activates, you can send 1 equip card equipped to this card to the graveyard, negate the activation, and destroy it. So this guy's a monster. 3200 attack. He's big, definitely. Equipped with everything. You can equip a Prism from the grave, make him a 4200 without like material and stuff like that. So he's just big, and he's your boss monster, and he's a winning condition. You bring him out successfully with a Shockmaster, declare spells, this, and if you had a Decree, it's the ultimate lock, because they do not have their monster effects, they do not have traps, and they do not have spells. It's literally the perfect lock, if you would come down to it. So, personally, that's what it comes down to. I have 12 minutes, so. But yeah, other cards that you could probably put in this deck, again, you have your level 6 Synchro, so Gaia Knight and Iron Chain. You could play a second Epsilon if you wanted, you could play a second Omega. I wouldn't, because once you go into him, you use a lot of resources. And then Starliege, of course, any general rank 4. Vylon Alpha is another card you could play. I don't like it. And then there's just these cards that you could also play. Play another element. Photon Lead is pretty good. Maybe more Uniteds if you feel it. Another Gen X Neutron if you wanted more searchability. These 2 cards are just other non-tuner Vylon cards that might be good. I personally don't like them that much. This guy's okay. He's a 17 beater. They can change battle positions. So. But anyways, guys, that's it for this deck profile. Side deck is pretty standard. Like, these are the cards that you can side deck against the meta decks. Maybe not, you probably won't side this card. But like Curseal especially, because you can discard. You have so many discard outlets for that card. That's ridiculous. So. But anyways, guys, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for staying viewers or staying loyal viewers, I guess. We appreciate it. I guess it's just me. Not a lot of the team uploads very much anymore, but it kind of fell apart. But I still thoroughly enjoy uploading. It was originally my idea to create this channel, and I'm glad I did. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.